let me run through everything that is launching that's live right now. If you're watching this video, it's live. First link down in the description box below. First two shirts are the Fast Cars and Freedom shirt. So here is the front, very beautiful Vossen logo, and here's the back. Fast Cars Freedom, Vossen logo, American flag. These are definitely the highest in demand. I can already tell these are gonna sell out in like milliseconds. And we have it in black, and this is considered a warm gray. It's definitely a gray with like a tiny hint of army green. Very beautiful color. Next up are the Turbo Rose shirts in a nice blue, like indigo color and maroon. Here's the front, Vossen logo. The back, more than a point A to point B. Turbo Rose, Vossen apparel, live with passion, fall 2021 collection. All of these shirts have a dope little Vossen tag sewn on either the sleeve or, depending on the variant, sometimes the waist. Next two tees are the Live with Passion Miami tees in white and black. Here's the front, Vossen apparel, dope little text. In the rear, Live with Passion. Very beautiful. You guys always love the drip design, so we decided to bring it back with an all blacked out look. Black shirt, matte black logo, matte black drip on the back. So freaking sick. And then on the sleeve, the sewn on lime green tag. We are missing the She Bent shirt here at the house. I'll have a photo of the She Bent rod shirt on the screen. Also, every single order that contains a She Bent shirt qualifies to win one of the old rods out of Rose's old motor that blew up. If you potentially want the rod signed by any one of us, make sure you leave a comment in the order comments. All right, moving on to the winter jackets and windbreakers. First up are these pretty freaking thick winter jackets. You can just tell how beefy this boy is. She's warm. These guys fit true to size. We stepped up the quality on the zippers. Nice little pocket on the inside. Urban Night camo to match the Evo 10. Last but not least, we have the windbreaker. This jacket's good for anything below like 30 degrees. This guy's like a 30 to 50, 30 to 60 degree type of windbreaker. Much more thin than the jacket. Snow camo, Vossen logo. Still rocking that pocket on the inside. Nice little drawstrings, I guess you'd call them, for the hood. Now everything that we are launching today is all limited. So what does that mean? That means when it sells out, it's gone forever. We're never doing restocks. Every single order today, we are gonna throw in either a free jet tag or a free air freshener. Maybe if I'm feeling some type of way, we'll just include both. All my Australia and New Zealand people, listen up. If you're not from there, you can skip ahead. This is important for you guys. Shipping has been a pain in the butt for Australia and New Zealand due to all the COVID restrictions. We have found ways around it. Unfortunately, it's quite a bit more expensive than it used to be, but it's the only way to get you guys your stuff. We are still taking a hit on the back end on shipping, but I didn't want to crank the prices so far up to where it's like absurd. It's still expensive, I know, but it's the only possibility as of right now to get you guys your stuff that you want. I'm not sure when the restrictions are going to be lifted to get back down to the cheaper shipping options that take longer. To all my United States fellow homies, you qualify for free shipping on any order over $100. We got you. Free shipping over $100. If there's anything you guys want signed, make sure you leave an order in the order comments. It's so much easier if you do it that way instead of emailing in. 90% of the time we miss the signature requests if you send in an email. So if you want your stuff signed, anything signed, leave a comment in the order comments. It makes life so much easier. Thank you. Launch is live right now. First link down in the description box below. As always, we appreciate your support. I wouldn't do what I do if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you. Okay, goodbye. All right guys, it's a few hours later. I got here a couple hours ago and I've been busting out these wide body panels for the hatch. Bumper needs a touch of sanding. I had to do a little bit of filler work right up in there, so as soon as that's cured, I'm gonna sand that smooth. Bumper will be ready for some glaze and then filler primer. These two guys are ready to be glazed out. And then this piece over here, I had to do a light adjustment. This is the one we started making last night. Got it pretty much all finished up this morning. Waiting for that fiberglass to cure. That top tab was in a little bit of a weird spot, so I had to make some adjustments there. But this thing is pretty much ready for some glaze as well. I was frustrated last night, and I'm glad I just took a break because it's much more enjoyable when you can enjoy it, when you're not in a rush. I was trying to get everything painted yesterday, and if we get stuff painted today, that'd be cool, but if we don't, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of the fiberglass work done. I've showed it on the channel 1,000 times, so I'll catch up with you guys here in a minute when we are ready to move on to some filler primer. 3.6 billion hours of work later, we finally have the pieces and parts in primer, which is cool. I don't have much time today, so I put a poll on Instagram. We have the new wheels for the S2K, so I put a poll, S2K wheels, hoping everyone would choose to see new wheels on the S2K or build the Subi engine. And people chose the freaking Subi engine, and it's 5 p.m. I mean, I don't have to build the engine. I could put the new wheels on the S2K, go much quicker, but we could build the engine. It's not gonna take too long. I suppose I should clarify why we're not painting these parts tonight. This primer has to dry for about 24 to 48 hours and shrink before we sand it, because if we sand it now, it'll shrink. We'll see a bunch of scratches underneath the paint. I know this is gonna disappoint a lot of people. Let me explain what we're gonna do. It's disappointing for now, exciting for the future. All right. Here's the plan. We have a ton of parts on order to build the EJ25 that we have chilling here at the shop. We're gonna build that motor later on. Whenever the pistons show up, I'm gonna go ahead, disassemble the EJ25, get the pistons and the block dropped off, get that all bored out, good to go. Tonight, we're gonna build or reassemble the EJ20 that came in the car. Kinda lame, I know. It's not gonna make any crazy power. Maybe it will. I don't really know much about the EJ20X. All I know is it's an open deck, dual AVCS, which I know that's not gonna help add power, but it's what the motor is. Definitely cast pistons, nothing special about it. If it makes like 300 without blowing up, I'd be excited. The turbo that we're installing is gonna make like 500 on the 85-ish, 500-ish. So yeah, reassemble the EJ20 tonight. It's fully refreshed, new head gaskets, timing kit, but it's just gonna be stock everything, all right? I really want to just drive this car. We've worked on it for like a month and a half straight without driving it. So that is the reason for putting the 2.0 back in the car. Now I know what you guys are gonna think. Some of you guys, if you're a Subi guy, you probably don't think this. That's a waste of time. The thing with the Subaru, motor's like an hour and a half to pull out. Whenever we have the 2.5 fully built, that's like a 4-hour project, 3 or 4 hour project, including all the fluids and whatnot, to pull the 2.0 back out, dump the 2.5 in, break it in, turn it all the way up. It's gonna be a built 2.5 too. I was attempting to find just a stock 2.5 long block, running good to go, and throw it in the car and just leave it stock. But this is a much better option. It's gonna be a built 2.5 in the car, and it's gonna be sick. That's gonna happen like a month down the road though. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't be disappointed we're putting the 2.0 back in the car, because it's only temporary. So let's go ahead and get the block back out. We have to clean all the components, the cam gears, the cams. Heads are fully rebuilt, ready to go back on, new seals, decked, cleaned. Those things are ready to go. So in a few hours, we should have a full long block ready to drop in the car. We do need a few more parts from some sponsors, Radium, Deechworks, to help us make some sauce, but if we can get the entire long block built tonight, I'd be happy. Okay, so we have some new parts chilling on the table over here. Before we do anything, we need to go through and clean up a bunch of parts. We have all the timing covers right here, valve covers, gotta get cleaned up. Cam gears and whatnot are down in that box. And what I'm gonna be using is Super Clean Degreaser, that stuff right there, and I have it in this nice little pressure sprayer. This thing helps out quite a bit. So let's get all the stuff cleaned up, and we can move on to getting this engine assembled. We got everything for this engine cleaned up. The block is cleaned up for the most part. I'm not gonna like pressure wash it while it's wide open. Heads, I went and pulled the cams back out, made sure everything was clean. Oil gullies are clean, bolts are clean, cams are clean. We got our new valve cover seals, some timing components, the timing belt, intake gaskets, cam seals, head gaskets, all just OEM Subaru stuff. So the first thing we're gonna do is just throw on the heads. I should probably clean up the gasket surface on the block a little bit, just to make sure it's nice and clean. No debris stuck on it that's gonna cause a head gasket leak. A typical Subaru head gasket leak.